In today's video, I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite niche houses. These are houses that I really enjoy as of 2024. I usually made every single year a type of video like this, but unfortunately it wasn't done in English, only in Romanian. Therefore, starting this year, I'm going to do every single year this type of video, and presumably sometime in the future, looking back in retrospective, I can also see how my taste changed throughout the years. Let's start with the first entry in this list. So let's say number 5 in this list is, of course, GaVo. A very beautiful house, a very beautiful Italian house that has some of the greatest scents, if you ask me. Sergio Momo, who's the owner of GaVo, does a truly amazing job. For example, this one, GaVo Amabile, which is a very beautiful, very unique blend between green apple and cardamom, for example. But there are a lot others that I actually have in my collection, from the Casa Moratti lineup going to this lineup. Also, I have the older ones right there. So, very beautiful house, very high quality, very good performance, very unique creations. And what I love about this house and about Sergio Momo is the way that he manages to create citrusy, fresh fragrances in particular. Some of the best citruses that I ever sniffed throughout my life come from the house of GaVo. For example, Fiero, which is simply incredible. It's a combination between bergamot and tarragon. I simply love how it smells and also how it performs. So this was house number 5. On the number 4 position is Perfume Roma. Again, Italians, again, incredible creations, incredible quality, performance, and whatnot. Not very cheap, but they are worth every single penny that you pay for their compositions. Another house that knows how to create fragrances, that knows how to put high quality oils inside their fragrances. And I would say that this house is also very artistic, very unique in their interpretations. That's why they are on my list on number 4. Number 3 house, again, Italians, but this time around, Aato. And Aato is something that I recently discovered, but took me by storm, if you want, and surprised me with their high quality offerings. Again, not very cheap, but this lineup, the Pompeii lineup, it's simply outstanding. For example, this one, Sileno, which is a very interesting take on the aromatic aquatic genre, and it simply smells amazing without having aquatic notes inside. This is the most interesting fact about this fragrance. But if you love high quality niche fragrances, if you love very actually outstanding performance, then you're going to definitely like what Cristian Provenzano, if I'm not mistaken, has done with Aato. Highly recommend this house. On the second position, we have a Thai. And the Thai is made out of 2 beautiful, incredible houses. One is from Sweden, and the other one is from the United States. From the United States, the house is Bond number 9. I simply love this house. I actually do. As you can see, I have quite a few fragrances from their offering, and every single one of them smells incredibly beautiful, incredibly well blended, high quality, very good performance. And this actually is one of my favorite fragrances from this house, and it's called Fire Island. This is beautiful. If you love neroli, sand, and skin, you're gonna definitely love this one. I've seen a lot of people saying that this smells like, I don't know, sun lotion. No, it doesn't. This is very clean, very bright, very uplifting, very refreshing. It's one of my favorite go-to summer fragrances of all time. And the performance with this one is simply outstanding. So, the first entry on the number 2 spot in this list is Bond number 9. The house that shares this position with them is none other than Panadora. Panadora from Sweden. Panadora, a project by Ibrahim Al-Zoabi. And their fragrances are simply stunning. No matter we are talking about presentation, quality of the ingredients, quality of the scent, and also performance. Very beautiful house, very beautiful fragrances. For example, this one, Velvet Iris, is a very beautiful combination of iris with vanilla, for example. And if you want something different, then you're going to definitely love it. Panadora and Bon Number 9 are the houses that share the same spot in this list of my favorite niche houses. So there has to be a number one spot, which is taken again by two houses, because for me at least it's impossible to separate them. Their level of quality, the level of performance their fragrances offer, the level of interpretation, it's simply outstanding. So on the number one spot, the first entry is the house of Aum. Incredible, incredible niche house. This is a relatively new house on the market. It came to the market about 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I was actually the first one to talk about this house in the online, being the international online or my native country online. But this stuff is simply out of this world. All their fragrances are made as extrait de parfum. They come in concentration 40%, and they are very powerful and very long lasting. This is one example, Possessed. I also have Long Live the King and Sugar Daddy. I actually owned every single fragrance that they launched on the market, but these are the three that I currently still own in my collection. If you love expensive stuff, and if you go to their website, you're going to see what I mean by expensive, then this is a house that you need to pay attention to. High quality ingredients. They actually guarantee 2 years on their products, that they do not get altered by the passing of time, so that they are keeping their properties, if you want, which is kind of strange if you ask me, because I don't know any other house, any other perfumery house that does this thing. Aum. And of course the other one is none other than Amouage. It's quite simple. It's quite simple why Amouage is on my number one pick, together with Aum. Beautiful, powerful, incredible quality, high performance. Basically, they are worth every single penny. Not every single fragrance from this house is worth the penny, but at least the ones that I have definitely are. I had even more, but the ones that I didn't enjoy, the ones that didn't work in terms of performance on my skin, basically I sold them, because I do not like to keep things just for the sake of keeping things or having things. But the House of Amouage, for me, was and still is my number one pick when it comes to perfumes. Unique, bold, creative, strong, powerful, jaw-dropping creations from this house every single time. This is just an example, Royal Tobacco. Although I'm not a big fan of the opening of this fragrance, I truly am not a big fan, because on my skin the elemi and basil combination doesn't really work. But fortunately it lasts a very short amount of time, about 5 minutes, and afterwards this reveals its true beauty, and I simply love it. So on the number one spot on this list, with my top 5 fragrant niche houses, we have Amouage and Aum perfumes. So these are my favorites. These are the ones that I mostly worn. These are the ones that are always in my top preferences, and also everything that I have from these houses are the fragrances that I mostly wear. So these are my picks as of 2024. Not by much different compared to 2023 to 2022, but who knows, maybe next year something will change, something will be different. Although, to be honest with you, when it comes to the first and second position in this kind of list, I highly doubt that anything will change. Because in the past years, actually, nothing changed when it comes to the number one and number two spot in this type of list. So, these are my picks. This is what I consider to be the best niche houses. This is what I like, this is what I enjoy. Of course, you may have different opinions, you may have different tastes, you may have different houses. What doesn't work for me might actually work for somebody else. Sometimes what works for me might work for somebody else. But this is not, let's say, something that necessarily needs to happen. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to see you in the next one. As always, be safe, be good, and remember, the most important thing, don't go ahead and blind buy fragrances. Try them first out, wear it on your skin, draw some conclusions, and only afterwards decide. You are the only one that needs to decide if you need to purchase or not those fragrances. As I said, be safe, be good, peace.